What's going on, Yugi-tubers? It's Chris the Mentalist Dreyer, aka Dreyer55597, as most of you guys know me anyways. And this is an update video about a lot of stuff. First of all, as you guys can see, I have my new mat. I don't know if any of you guys knew that I had a mat coming in or not, but it's a brand new mat. It's featuring the Earth Psychics on the left side versus the Gusto Psychics on the right side. The two tournament-worthy decks that I have built right now. Two finished decks that I have. So, made a mat commemorating both of them. Next, as you guys can already see, here's my Earth Psychic deck. This is an update on that deck, but it is also a regionals recap. I went to Atlanta Regionals today, and I placed 15th out of 250 plus players. I got top 15 with a record of 6-2, and I got my invite to Nationals. So, I was able to represent for Psychics without Grand Soul. So, Grand Soul is a great card, and, you know, if you can run it, then sure, why not? But I won't be running Grand Soul in my build, and this is what I opted to run as opposed to Grand Soul. So I'm going to go into the deck, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you all of the matches in there and how I won and how I lost. So start things off. I have one Overdrive teleporter, as always. I've got my three Serene Psychic Witches, which is never going to change. 2 Psychic Commanders and 1 Hush Psychic Cleric. And Cleric is still in there because I run Overdrive. I don't know if I had him at 1 last time or not, but I have him at 1 because I hate drawing him. I absolutely hate it because it's a waste. It's a normal summon and a discard if I have to normal him on that turn. So I hate it. I hate drawing it anyway. It's a great special summon from the deck though. Next, I run 2 Silent Psychic Wizards, Esper Girl, and Psychic Jumper, of course. Run 1 Destructotron, which is one of my favorite psychics of all time. And 1 Armored Axon Kicker. It's a good card. I wasn't able to use it a single time today. I didn't even draw it. But it is a good card. It's an instant level 8 synchro. If I do take it out, I'm flirting with the idea. But if I do, it'll be for a 3rd Psychic Commander. But I'll go more into that later. I run 2 Effect Veiler to stop Inzectors, which actually I had to play. And any other random like tier 2 decks, because most tier 2 decks rely on face-up monster effects. I run 2 Maxx, just like I did for the last regional recap that I had, and it actually worked out a lot better this time for me, so I don't mind it anymore. 1 Gorz, because you have to run Gorz, and 2 Silver Sentinel. This card put in so much work today, I'll tell you in my recap, but that's a total of 20 monsters. Next, you run 3 Emergency Teleport. From here on out, that's the right amount of numbers to run. Run 2 Miracle Synchro Fusion. Run 2 Mystical Space Typhoon. 1 Dark Hole. 1 Monster Reborn. 1 Heavy Storm. And 1 Pot of Avarice back in the deck. Which makes a total of 11 spells. It was 10 spells, but I decided to throw in my second Miracle Synchro Fusion. Because Ultimate Axon Kicker is a game winner in this format. He always has been a game winner. But this format, I think he really, really shines. So, made it my mission to go into him as much as possible today. And then for the trap lineup, which is where this build differs from every other build that I've had. I have 2 Solemn Warnings, 2 Torrential Tributes, 2 Mirror Force, 2 Call to Haunted, 2 Dimensional Prison, and 2 Bottomless Trap Hole. With this 12 traps, and I was able to incorporate all of the ideas that I've been trying to, flirt with throughout my couple of years with this, which is defense and offense. I have a lot of defensive traps with the 2 Call of the Haunters in there still. So I feel like I was able to find a good balance in the traps. But anyways, on to the extra. I've got 1 Leviair, the Sea Dragon, courtesy of Lord Lunar Prime. Thanks a lot for letting me borrow it, man. 1 Wind Up zenmaines, and 1 Chronomaly Crystal Chrononaut. Out of the 3 exceeds, I exceeded 0 times. I didn't exceed a single time today. But they were there in case I needed them. And I knew I would have needed Leviair. So thanks a lot, man. Next, I played Alley of Justice Catastor, Naturia Beast, and 1 Magical Android for the level 5s, 1 Psychic Nightmare, and 1 Naturia Barkion for my level 6s. For my level 7s, I ran 1 Psychic Life Transfer and 1 Black Rose Dragon. I didn't make Black Rose Dragon all day today, but you need to run it, so I ran it. For level 8s, I ran Stardust Dragon, which I didn't make, but I should have made in one of my matches. And 1 Thought Ruler and 1 Scrap Dragon. Scrap Dragon I didn't make at all today either. But we all know exactly how good Scrap Dragon is. 1 Hyper Psychic Blaster, which I made almost every other game today, and 1 Ultimate Axon Kicker. Out of all the games that I played, every time I put Ultimate Axon Kicker on the field, I won that game. Every duel. onto the extra, I've got 2 Golden Match, 2 Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors, 2 Phoenix Chain, which was actually a last minute addition because I couldn't find any system downs. So I threw him in here and it worked out beautifully. So it's staying in there. Then 1 Giant Rat, 2 Kinetic Soldiers, and 1 Neospatian Grandma for my instant hatred of heroes. So Kinetic Soldier was my go-to for that duel. And Grandma was to hit all of their shinings. Next, I run 2 Psychokinesis in case I ran into any Gravekeepers. 1 Sealing Ceremony of Makutan. 1 Light Imprisoning Mirror. And 1 Side Blocker. Side Blocker's back in the deck. I sided him in, I think, 2 games. I didn't get to him. But I know he would have helped if I did. And that is the deck list, guys. On to the recap. Shout out to the Unique Alliance for showing up. Shout out to Lord Solar Prime for getting 9th place. So go check out his video after my video if you guys haven't. And if you're coming from his video to check out my video, thank you guys for coming to check me out. Like I said, I got a 15th place. With a 6-2 record, and my first game I played against Chaos Dragons, and I 2-0'd him. With my first round, I was able to win with Psychic Nightmare pumped up to 34, basically the whole game. Then my second win, I was able to I also de-prisoned his Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon first game. So, he didn't really have very many comebacks. Then game 2, I stole his Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon with Psychic Jumper. Synchroed into Psychic what's his name? Psychic Nightmare. Then I synchroed again into Hyper Psychic Blaster, and then I Miracle Fuse for Armored Axon Kicker for game. So all of that turn was a little bit mean, but that was how I won that game. Round 2, I played against Prophecies, and I was able to beat him first one. I guess he just drew bad because he gave me like 2 passes. Then he normal summoned Breaker with Spellbook of Power, and then I Mirror Forced it. So after that, he didn't really have too many backup plays, I guess. And then game 2, I went into Naturia Beast second turn and set as many back rows as I could. and I don't know if he was playing turbo version or not, but he didn't play any back row against me, so I was like, okay, fine. Round 3, I lost to windups. It went 3 matches, and game 1 he just wind up beat me. He just straight up beat me. Game 2, I beat him with ultimate axon kicker. Game 3, he had Rabbit on the field and a Thunder King. I'm thinking it was Thunder King. It was some 19. It had to be Thunder King. So he attacks me with Thunder King. I drop Gorz, and I make a 1900 token. So next turn, I attempt to attack his wind up Rabbit. He banishes it. So I crash into his Thunder King, set it, and set an Esper girl. So I'm in a pretty good spot because he's top decking and I'm top decking, but he has 1 face down. So he draws for his turn, returns the Rabbit to the field, and activates Torrential Tribute, which he could not do because it's a return and not a summon. So I misplayed there because I let it go through, and I'm like, oh man, that was the nuts for him to have that set up. And then he top decked. Then next turn he didn't draw a monster, so he had Wind Up Rat return the turn after that, and he drew into Tour Guide. A normal summon Tour Guide, made zenmaines, special summon Wind Up Shark, then zenmaines, and then went off. So he beat me that duel. So that was my fault on the misplay. Round 4, I lost to Atlantean Mermails. They're just stupid. Effect Veiler doesn't really do very much against them. So game 1, I already had 2 kind of dead cards, but one of the cards that made up for the dead cards, Silver Sentinel, went in on this game. I mean, both of these guys showed up in my hand, all 3 games, in both copies of it. So I would just set it, let him hit it with Marksman, and with my other 12 traps, I mean, it's not like he could just not, go for my face down. So he would get my Silver Sentinels, I'd have some defense, special summon Sentinels to destroy the fresh set Abyss Spheres so that he couldn't plus off of those like he wanted to. And then go into some synchros. I was able to win game 2 like that because I was able to go into a Psychic Synchro and Psychic Life Transfer. And then I was able to make a ultimate axon kicker and stall on that because he couldn't really destroy that without going into Gachi, and I stopped him from going into Gachi. So then game 3, I had a decent field. I had Magical Android, Serene Psychic Witch, and I think a couple setback row with 2 cards in hand. And he Mulan Glaciered me. He Mulan Glaciered my Monster Born and Serene Psychic Witch, and then got rid of my field. So at that point, he had too much advantage. It couldn't come back. Round 5, I played against Heroes, and I finally broke my spell against Heroes. I beat him 2-0. And just had a bunch of back rows set and sawed him and waited until him to go into his fusions before I started bottomlessing so that he couldn't plus off an alias like he wanted to. Also, Ultimate Axon Kicker won both games. So, another side note. Round 6, I played against Insectors, and he beat me round 2 of game 1. It was stupid fast. In game 2, I was able to stop his summons just enough to win, and I took his card trooper, so he wasn't able to set up his graveyard. Game 3, I was able to beat him with Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, basically, and then everything else. Round 7, I played against Glad Beast. And I mean, this might have been my fastest match of the day. After he normal summoned Laquari and set 1 card and said go. And I knew it was either a War Chariot or a Horn of the Phantom Beast. and I activated Heavy Storm. It was Horn, and then a normal summon Psychic Commander. And at that point, he wasn't really able to beat me because he wasn't able to get over my Psychic Commander. Felt really good. And in game 2, I was able to I got way bigger than he did with Psychic Nightmare. So I just knew that the name of the game versus Glad Beast was to get bigger than they could. And then round 8, I played another wind-up player. And I beat him down game 1 with Naturia Barkion. Game 2, he wind up loot me, wind up Shockmaster lock me. And then game 3, I was able to pull out a win with him negating too much of my cards. He Solemn Warning, took something, and then Solemn Judgmented. So he had 1,000 left when he attacked into me. He had a Leviathan on the field and a wind-up shark. Attacked into me, and I dropped Gorz and was able to win and was able to swing for game. But so this has been my Atlanta Regionals recap, guys. Like I said, went 6-2, won on the bubble to get 15th place in the regionals, and shout out to Lord Solar Prime for getting 9th place. Shout out to WizCaster77 and Lord Luna Prime for coming out and playing with us, guys. And good luck in you guys' psychic adventures and endeavors. And rate, comment, and subscribe as always. And if you haven't shown any love to my brother's zombie deck, go check it out on Sean Drayer's channel, Strayer1. Alright guys, peace.